Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bad Movie Brothers. I'm Eric.
I'm Chad.
And this time we watched The Force.
Yes, and it's with you. The Force is with you.
There you go. Because you see, folks, the Force in this movie, it's a pun.
I guess.
Because it's about the police force and a certain supernatural force.
Right.
So this is a movie, to get right into it, I really enjoyed the first half hour of it. The way
I'd have to say I enjoyed the middle half hour.
Oh, interesting. I would say I thought that the last hour, including your middle half hour, was just boring.
So for sure the very ending part was boring, but
yeah.
To me the middle part was the best. The beginning to me made no sense.
Which is what I liked about it. The beginning is very much just like it's a way over the top rogue cop movie. Where we've got a couple of uniforms trying to arrest some guy.
They're in a standoff.
Yeah.
With him. He's got a hostage.
Yeah.
Freeze! Drop your weapon!
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And is he the hero? No, I guess he's not the hero, right? Is he? I don't know. He's hero adjacent. Yeah. Flynn comes in.
Yeah.
And to disarm the bad guy.
Yeah.
He pulls, I guess, a bulb of ginseng out of his pocket.
It's ginseng. Stabilizes the soul.
Takes a chomp
like
of
it's
ginseng straight.
Like it's an apple. Like it's an apple.
Straight ginseng root bite. He's Bugs Bunny now. What's up, Doc? He throws the ginseng at the guy, distracting him to disarm him very violently.
You know, Chinese have an expression. Voila.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Roughly translated, don't with me.
I don't know if you've had ginseng before.
I'll tell you this. I've never just chomped a ginseng.
That's right. That's because that's not something you do.
No. That I can only imagine it would be like taking a big old chomp out of an onion or a bulb of garlic.
Yeah, or like taking, the big sidewalk chalk and snapping off a chunk.
When he reaches into his coat, the literal last thing I expected was ginseng.
Yeah, the old pocket ginseng. You don't keep it with you?
I'm fresh out. I got to stop at the store. And then he throws it at the bad guy.
Yeah, and instead of, just shooting people, the bad guy acts like it's the worst thing that's ever happened to him and just gets his ass kicked.
I can only imagine if I were the sort of malcontent who's taking ladies hostage, which I am not. Mm-hmm. I would be so wholly unprepared to have ginseng thrown at my head that I would have no choice but to let go.
I guess you're right. It was so shocking. Because first he asked him, you know what ginseng is? And of course he doesn't. The other cops don't know what ginseng is.
Well, but the other cops are also super excited to have him there because they have dialogue like, that's Flynn. He's the best cop there's ever been.
Who was that?
That's Flynn. He's always full of surprises, but he's the best cop in the division.
Yeah, well, he almost just got us killed.
He's also, as you said, he's sort of a malcontent in the force.
Well, he's a loose cannon.
Yeah.
But who does, and like after he throws the ginseng, he kickboxes that guy pretty good. Yep. In one of this movie's 5 moments of action.
Yeah, sure.
It's a 90-minute movie that has like 5 brief moments of somebody getting kicked, and that's about it.
So, but it introduces us to almost all of the main characters, right?
That's right. Because we get Flynn, the out of control cop.
Yeah.
We meet the by the book rookie in Warner, who later in the movie literally has scenes where he's like quoting stuff from the rule book.
Okay, if anything happens, you're the senior officer. I'll wait for your instructions.
I know the procedure, Cal.
You've got Warner's partner, whose character is ill-defined at best, but is played by Kim Delaney.
Don't remember her name at all.
No idea. She's mostly there to be like, what's going on?
That leads us right into the next scene. Oh, maybe it doesn't, but either way, it leads us towards the next scene where we see a cameo by one Yasmine Bleeth.
Serena, come look at this. It's really cute.
Very excited that Yasmine Bleeth was in this movie. Very excited. Big Yasmine Bleeth fan. And there's very little Yasmine material out there. Let's be honest.
Right.
You've got Baywatch, which I think we can all admit is nigh unwatchable.
Yep.
And then she's in, I think she must be in other movies, but she's in this and she's in Basketball. That's.
Oh, yeah.
Which one's Travis? Here. Heads up, big guy.
Are you all right, Travis? I think he's sleeping.
God, needs a little work on the hands.
He's blind, Doug.
Oh, much more featured in Basketball than this.
Oh, well, yeah, right. Because, yeah, I'm watching the credits. I'm like, Yasmine Bleeth. Well, this is going to be a treat. And then she's shot in the tummy. Like, I feel like this is one of those situations where I bet you what happened is they filmed this movie. And then before they released it, Baywatch hit. And then I bet like on the VHS box, they were like starring Yasmine Bleeth.
Yep.
But anyway, Yasmine and her friend are women of the evening. And they've arrived at some, crook's house to give him money, to get money. I'm not really sure. Because I never
pay him back. She owed him money. Pay him back.
That's it. But that's the problem. I was never really sure what was happening with the plot of the movie as far as because the whole movie then is a whodunit as far as who killed Yasmine, because you just see like a gloved hand shoot at her.
Right.
Or whatever. And so the whole movie's trying to solve that murder, and at no point was I entirely sure what was happening, and at no point did I care.
No, yeah. So there's a lot of just nothingness, to be quite fair to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll keep trudging along. She gets killed
mm-hmm.
in this guy's apartment. I don't remember his name. Nick something.
Yeah, he's like a standard like mid-tier like mob guy.
Clearly the lead suspect of the killing that they just let, chill in his own house where she's lying dead on the floor, and he's walking around doing whatever he wants in the crime scene.
But I'm not involved. Like I told your friends. Cora was dropping off some cash she owed me. Before she comes, a guy calls, says he's got business, knows all the right names, tells me to meet him at Sam's. But he doesn't show. The
police work in this movie is bottom of the barrel.
Abysmal.
Like at a certain point, I was just like, I'm not even gonna make notes about the poor procedure or police work that's going on, because it is, no one cares.
Whoa, what's shaking, Einstein?
Our hero malcontent cop,
Flynn,
is friends with Yasmine Bleeth, and now he's upset.
Right, as you would be.
And he receives a typewritten note to meet somewhere to talk about, who killed her. And
the note is signed by that mid-level mob guy whose
Nick.
house we were just
signed by Nick.
And Flynn is at no point suspicious that the guy would put his name on the note.
Right.
that should be an immediate red flag that this is some sort of a trap for someone. But before we proceed to the note, we have to take a moment to talk about that. What we have here is a scene where Flynn is at home with his family, and we meet his wife.
It's our anniversary.
And his little boy.
Why didn't you get roses for Mommy like you do every year?
Daddy forgot.
And his Asian mystic shrine, because they have to do a whole like prayer to the dead before dinner or something, because the Force is firmly in that genre of late 80s, early 90s police and action movies where the white protagonist has, for some reason, has like deep interest in Asian mysticism and spirituality.
It's like they saw Big Trouble in Little China and just completely whiffed on the next movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he somehow gets this note. I don't even know how he got it. But it says to meet at, I guess, a large abandoned jail?
Well,
I'm not sure what that was.
That was wild. Absolutely wild, man. Absolutely wild. So for you didn't remember how he got the note. The note is slid under his door.
Oh, I did not remember that.
As if it couldn't get more comical, which is, again, this is why I liked this first half hour so much, because it's trying so hard to be this kind of movie, but failing so spectacularly as to feel like parody. Like the note under the door with the signature on it is like Police Squad level Naked Gun shenanigans. And then this abandoned jail is just, how is there even an abandoned jail? Like, what's even going on?
The building looks pristine.
Right. Well, yeah, because, whatever, they threw a couple of pieces of plywood and some spray paint on it to make it look like it was abandoned. But that's absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. So
he goes in there because he hears a child crying. So he abandons whatever meeting he's going to have to go find this crying child in an abandoned jail. Comes to the cell where said baby is crying. And it's a tape recorder. It's not a real baby.
What?
I forgot about the tape recorder. You've already lured him there with your note. Why do you need to gild the lily with this tape recorder, which must have the biggest speakers in the world for you to hear it from the street?
Right. In Los Angeles. But he was duped. And he was killed by the same gloved hand that killed Yasmine. And then it was made to look as some sort of motorcycle accident.
That, which really threw me while I'm watching it, because like then the criminal goes out there and like smashes the motorcycle headlight with a crowbar. I'm like, why is he doing that? But which even once you realize, oh, now they're going to stage a motorcycle accident, this comes back to the idea of the poor police work here. This is a failure on the part of the police department, of the homicide investigators, and frankly of the county coroner. You don't know the difference? You don't know the difference?
It was setting up the conspiracy from the top the whole time.
Even accepting that. So what, the coroner's in on it? The coroner's not like, well, I mean, there's absolutely no road rash. This guy definitely got kicked.
Well, here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
There's no timeline established in this movie.
That's true.
I have no idea how long this lasts.
No idea.
Because 1 minute that happens, he hits the helmet or the motorcycle or whatever, and then the next it's this guy's funeral,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next Cal Warner's getting shot, and then the next it's 3 weeks later and he's totally fine. So there's no timeline going on.
This movie could take place either within 4 days or 4 months, or conceivably 4 years. So yeah, so Warner and his partner, for whatever reason, they're at the abandoned jail. I don't remember why, but they've been
because there was thugs.
Right.
They got the two thugs.
The punks from Short Circuit 2 have holed up inside of the abandoned jail. Los Lobos. And now they need to be policed. Warner gets shot, and at this point, I guess because he's a police officer and because he was shot in that same abandoned jail, Flynn's ghost possesses Warner for the rest of the movie.
They did such a terrible job with that because it was just him walking slowly in the shadow. Like, they could have made that so much more clear what was happening.
Well, I mean, that's really the problem with the whole movie is, so you're a half hour in, I had no idea that was going to be the plot of this movie. I had absolutely no idea that it was going to be a ghost movie. But then they don't ever really do anything with it.
Nope.
Like, just now throughout the rest of the movie, like, Flynn occasionally takes over Warner's body, and at a certain point they kind of even stop bothering with like them being these two different people sharing the body, and Warner just like knows stuff that Flynn knows and no one really cares.
Yep.
Because like what I was dying for out of this movie was a quantum leap scenario where Flynn, like Ghost Flynn, is just next to Warner the whole time and like telling him what to do and like coaching him on police work, and like that makes Warner a better cop and all of that. But we don't get any of that. So I what we end up getting is really neither here nor there. It doesn't, the ghost part enters into it so little that it doesn't matter. And I don't know, it gets like, from this point on, the movie becomes a very, with a couple of small exceptions, a very by the numbers procedural of trying to solve the Yasmine Bleeth murders.
Yeah, it becomes a buddy cop movie between Cal Warner and Flynn's wife.
Yeah. Right, because they make that insane choice. Instead of it being a buddy cop movie between Cal Warner and Flynn's ghost, which is a movie I want to see. Yeah, now it's a creepy, oh, I'm sort of your husband movie.
Des always believed there are certain things that you just can't understand. I saw it in your eyes the first time you came to the house, but I thought I was crazy. I sensed his presence.
You were very close, weren't you?
Yeah, it started to get into will they, won't they territory, and I did not want it at all.
Well, and it's also a will they, won't they with the son, where it's like he starts kind of being like the new father to the son. Like one of the ways they prove early on that this is happening, that he's actually possessed by the ghost of Flynn, is Warner and the son do Flynn's super secret handshake.
Who taught you that?
Daddy promised he'd never teach that to anyone but me.
To convince them.
He would only teach me the handshake, which, by the way, was not intricate. So
no, it wasn't that impressive. The other way that we know that he's been possessed is that Warner and his partner are trying to stop a convenience store holdup, and Warner pulls. First off, there's wind chimes, so that we know that Flynn's in control. We get wind chimes. And then he does the exact same deal where he eats something. I don't remember what he's eating in the convenience store. Something more normal than ginseng. And then throws it at the guy and kickboxes him into submission.
Right.
Like for a long time, I thought this was a pilot that didn't go, and that the TV show would be Warner and I guess Flynn's wife solving mysteries every week, and occasionally some plot about how they can bring Flynn's spirit all the way back or something like that. But that's not what it turns out to be.
No, it's just them trying to solve Yasmine's murder and Flynn's murder.
Mm-hmm.
And we get the old switcheroo where we think it's one cop, but then it's Ferris Bueller's dad did it.
Lose your gun, rookie? I guess I will have to kill you again.
Right. That's right. I forgot who that was. Absolutely. Well, it's, we think it's the lieutenant, but it's the captain.
Sheriff.
Right. And it's so, but it was the lieutenant too, right? Like he was also involved.
Somehow.
Like it's really dumb because like we have all of this business with this gloved and trench coated figure killing the people, right? So at a certain point, I became convinced that the killer had to be a woman. Because like that was going to be their big twist, was that you have this, and that's why like they're covered head to toe like that, you know? So I became convinced that the killer was either going to be Warner's partner or Flynn's widow. And it would be some big dumb twist. But it turned out it was exactly the guy they've been suggesting it was the whole movie. And then also it turns out his boss is more evil.
Yeah, but then why did it happen? Oh, you don't know?
Corruption.
Yasmine was pregnant.
Oh, I missed that.
Like how you knew Coral Wilson was trying to pay off Nick Pantelli. So you got him out of the house, had Coral murdered, and then you pocketed the cash. Did you know she was pregnant?
He couldn't have Yasmine being pregnant.
So wait, Ferris Bueller's dad got Yasmine pregnant?
You got it.
See, that even that's unnecessary. Like it's because they're already, because that's not what, like that's why, but aren't they already crooked anyway?
Yeah, but if they're crooked, why are they killing some lady?
I don't know. They're crooked.
That's just what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she had some, they, were killing her because that she owed money, or they were killing her because she saw something. It doesn't really, you know what I mean? It's not like this guy was an otherwise straightforward cop and, freaked out. Like that. There's nothing interesting in this movie.
No, he literally killed her because she was pregnant. That's it.
Right. Yeah, it's unbelievable how by the numbers this ghost cop movie is.
Keep him flying.
I guess. But and then I have no idea. Like I guess this was just a direct to video movie. Like I can't figure out. Like it like I say, it feels like a TV pilot or something for a while. But then I guess this was just I don't know, we need a new movie for the video store. Or maybe like
it was a TV pilot and they're like, yeah, well, we'll just whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that could be like it wasn't flying, so they tacked on an end to it. Because that's right, because at the end, we do get full on, pardon the pun, Force Ghost Obi-Wan Kenobi Flynn.
Right.
Who the wife can see.
Sarah. Take good care of Kyle.
I will, Tess. We're gonna make it.
Hey. Keep him flying.
Yeah, real. This movie was a great big shrug to me. Like I say, I liked the first half hour a lot and thought it had a lot of real over the top potential. And then it just kind of.
Well, I never thought it had potential.
That's fair. That's
The
fair.
second it came on and it was police, I just sighed. So
We don't have a
Police Force.
great record with police movies on this program.
No.
Well, I guess there's nothing left to do but to rank it. I have the official ranking
Wow,
sheet
look at that.
right here.
It's gonna be hard to rank this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, for me, this isn't even a middle of the pack movie. Like there's just not any it's got a real hooky premise to it, but then it just never does anything with it.
Okay.
So like that really puts it, like I'm looking in the bottom quarter of the list for sure.
Okay.
Like
Give me some reference points.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you right where I feel like it belongs is I'm looking in the 30s. At number 30, we have the Dirt Bike Kid. I don't think this is as good as the Dirt Bike Kid.
No.
Because the Dirt Bike Kid is a movie I will remember still for the rest of my life. And this is a movie I very much won't.
Those darn bankers.
You know what? If this movie had featured Flynn possessing the motorcycle.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Number 31 is Boris and Natasha. I would say I would probably rather watch Boris and Natasha than The Force.
Yeah.
Then 32, and this is what's interesting, 32 and 33 are both police movies. At 32, we have K-9000, another high concept police movie that doesn't go anywhere. And then at 33, we have Karate Cop.
Oh, man. Let's put it right in between those two and just make a triple play.
I'm into it. Let's do it. That means that the new 33 is The Force.
Bang. You got it.
Thank you very much for
watching.
watching.
Don't watch this one. Don't watch it.
No, it's not worth your time whatsoever. The most surprising thing about this movie is that the version of it that's on YouTube is from a Laserdisc. Someone bothered to put this on Laserdisc.
The old Laserdisc rip.
And then whoever it was that put it onto YouTube could not be bothered to edit out the time it took him to flip the disc. That's how little even the guy who uploaded it cared about this movie.
And then replay the little bumpers.
That was wild. We really did not need the second Laserdisc logo on the second side.
Right.
That was surprising.
Well,
hey, we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.